like, hey guys, and everything. I just have a story to tell. I know of a friend of mine that came from a family that they are not well to do. They're 11 in total, and he is like the ninth child. He was sharing a story to me, and he said when he was as in conceived, like when he was conceived in his mother's womb, he came out as a young child. Then his father died. Then all of a sudden one day his mom called all of them and told them that she cannot train them anymore. That had it been their dad was alive, that they would have struggled to train all of them. But as it is now, they should all find their way or look for something they can do. So this friend of mine was like, he said he was discouraged and he felt so disappointed and so frustrated that he had no idea on what to do, and a child of barely 6-7 years old doesn't know what to do. So he stayed in the village according to him, and once he was 10 years old, he left his village to the north because he's from the east, and he said he went to the north, precisely Jos, Nigeria. So reaching Jos, he had no family over in Jos. He did not know anybody in Jos. But what he did was that before leaving his hometown, he left with as at 11,000 naira, which he was able to save. He got to Jos and he rented a small kiosk, like a very small house where only him can stay. After renting the house, he sat down one evening and was thinking of what to do. He was able to rent the house. The house doesn't have anything, no mattress, no pillow, nothing. But he was able to rent the house for like 7,000, and the total bill remaining for him was, as in total money amount that as the balance he could get was 4,000. So he thought of ways in which he could increase this 4,000, and he did not know. So one day he sat down under a tree, and the trees provide shelters and everything. And he was like, you know what? If I keep on sitting down here, nothing is going to work for me. So according to him, he said he decided to start tying gari, cassava flex, or what would we call it. So he started tying gari. Then he was tying gari as at 100 naira per cup. And once he will tie the gari, tie sugar, and also tie maybe granite or kuli, just to make ends meet. Then that under tree became his shop. So everybody knew him there because he was an Easterner that was looking for a place, and they gave him the place, and he was peaceful according to him. So after that, when he saw that his gari business was flowing, he never expected the gari business would go up like that, but the gari business was going up. So he said he introduced another business to his gari business, which is he started tying kuli alone, because he noticed the northerners like kuli, and everybody likes kuli. I don't know if people know, but he started tying kuli at the rate of 100 naira too. And with that, he was making a little bit of money. It started coming, like before he could know what he was doing, he realized, okay, he needs to introduce another business. That's now like 3 ways of, as in he has gotten 2 income streams of getting income, right? So he introduced fuel buying, because he noticed that Okada motorcycle people always come under that shade to rest. So he has nothing to offer, but let him just introduce this fuel. So he started selling fuel in liters. That's another third means of income. He noticed this fuel income, this fuel selling of fuel was bringing money. He decided to divert into selling of drinks. And before we could know what was happening, my guy was now like as in huge there. He was selling fuel, he was selling kuli, he was selling gari, he was selling cold drinks. So at the end of the day, he said he was able to realize almost 50,000 at every month interval. He was able to realize 50,000. So all of a sudden, he said this is not enough for him, that he needed to do more. The spirit of pursuing, like he wanted to do more, he wanted to attain more. So he said, this 50,000, now if he decides to keep this 50,000, he's going to eat it, like spend it. Money at hand, it's prone to spending. And whether we like it or not, we want to spend. He said, like, okay, you know what is it that those people don't have here? That let him introduce it. All of a sudden, he now remembered that there's somebody that used to grind, this heavy duty machine that used to grind tomatoes, beans, and corn and everything. So he introduced it there, and people were like, no, that the only person that used to do it is a lady there, and she packed up because of her witchcraft activity. He asked question that what do people mean by witchcraft activity? He said the thing just packed up all of a sudden and she stopped doing it. He said, okay, he's going to do it. He went to go and buy the machine and came back to that environment and started grinding. All of a sudden, the machine packed up. When the machine packed up, people were like, I told you that there's witchcraft here and black and all those fetish belief. So he now looked at the machine according to him and he was like, no, that it's a machine. Machine breaks down. So they just need someone to fix it. So he looked for somebody to fix the machine. And he fixed the machine and continued his business. So, in other words, he has grinding machine, he's selling fuel, he's selling kuli, he's selling gari, he's selling cold drinks. That was how his little beginning started, till he realized, okay, you know what, Jos isn't for him anymore. He came to Abuja. As I'm speaking to you, Mr. Favor is one of the biggest store owner in Abuja Utaku Market. What am I trying to say in essence is that little job, that little business, that little dirty work, you call it, can end up being your savior tomorrow. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter if people will accept or not. It doesn't matter if it's dirty from the outside. But I'm assuring you, I am telling you that with patience and you being consistent and you not relenting, that little business will grow up one day. You just have to keep striving. You just have to keep building. You just have to never give up. You may think, oh, I'm a graduate, I can't do this, it's below my standard, it's not what graduates are supposed to be doing. Is like different points of view. I understand, but what do you do in these terms? Like, if things are not working for you that way, maybe you are not meant to start from the top. Maybe you are meant to start from the little, from the down. Maybe you are supposed to start from that little, so that as you go up, you know the struggle you put into that business, so that you're able to value what you're doing, so that you're able to, like, okay, look at your achievement and say, okay, I was able to build this single-handedly. I'm trying to advise that you don't have to wait for a white-collar job. I don't say white-collar job that bad. It's not bad, but in the sense that you are waiting, and it's not coming forth, or it's not coming. You cannot go and steal and to make ends meet. No, I won't advise that. Well, you see that little job out there that nobody is thinking of, you can start it. It's downgrading, but at the end of the day, the achievement is greater. The sweat and blood you put into it is a very good achievement. You can always look back at your little beginning, and there's always a story to tell people. I'm advising that you should not look down at little menial jobs. There's this my mom always says that if you want something and you know you really want it, you have to act like a fool to get what you want. Then when you get it, when you finally get the prize, you turn to the king you want to be. Finally, we all have dreams and aspiration, but in the sense that when the dreams are not coming forth, what do? You make the available the desirable. You can't afford it, but the little you have can give you what you can start with. Please don't wait till you have millions before you start something. Start now. Now that you still have that strength, now that you still have that drive, please start now. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel. Thank you for watching. I love you for watching. I'm still Amaka here. I see you